Welcome to Dimona, to the village of peace. Right over there across the street, a massive Iranian ballistic missile made a direct impact the other night.
The impact from this ballistic missile was so strong, it affected everything that is within the radius of about 3 kilometers.
Wow, that is all dried blood, guys. That's all dried blood. I know this seems a little strange and peaceful, considering we're in the middle of a ballistic missile war here in the land of Israel, but welcome to Dimona, to the village of peace, also known as the Hebrew Israelite community in the south of Israel. Right over there across the street, a massive Iranian ballistic missile made a direct impact the other night. And, well, right now, people are farming. And yes, there are fighter jets flying over the sky right now. I don't know if you can hear them in the intro of this video. Right on timing. Probably coming back from striking Iran. This is the wild absurdity that is life in Israel, in the Holy Land. And I'm going to show you guys my friends down here in the Hebrew Israelite community who I love so much. And what they do during this war, showing that even a ballistic missile war is not going to stop them. And even though there has been quite a lot of damage on houses here in this community, they do need help. There will be a link in the description down below where you can fund money and help sending this community money to help them rehabilitate. You can see this is not stopping anyone from farming. People are going about their day farming red kale, green kale, lettuce, broccoli, as if we are not in the middle of an existential World War III. I love the energy. All right, folks, and this is the ground zero of where the missile struck in Dimona. You can see this just smashed, just completely erased quite a few houses. Now the reconstruction efforts are already going on. Police and media are here to help with this reconstruction effort, but you can see there's just horrific amounts of damage. And you can see a lot of these older homes in Israel, they can't bear the weight of these kinds of attacks. Like, they're very old buildings, very old structures. You can see shrapnels. And again, like I said in yesterday's video, when we were covering the damage in Arad, there's no army base here, no police here, there's no army here, there's no soldiers here. This is purely a residential area. Where's the UN? Where's the ICC? Where's the ICJ? Where are all the human rights organizations call out the fact that family homes have just been destroyed? Civilian family homes. Are they going to be here to call any of this out? I don't think so. I don't think so, my friends. You can see chairs, tables, games, clothes of people, shoes. Look at that, it's a child's game, child's book right there. Horrific. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of having the Deputy Mayor of Dimona, Ariel. Ariel, can you tell me a little bit about the damage that's been done here in the location in Dimona?
Yes, the damage is huge, as you see. The first moment, the missile, fell here, and the fact the civilians are very frightened. AIDS came in a few minutes. The first few things is to save life.
Right.
Save life.
Yeah.
And this is the main goal. We put the emphasis on.
And because of that, also nobody died, correct?
Yes, yes. There were a few, about 70 injuries. Some of them were light injuries.
I'm curious. You're the representative of this city. You know, you stand for the city. Do you think you will see the UN or any of the human rights talk about what happened here? Do you think anybody will care about the fact that a kindergarten school was here?
I'm very skeptical about
Very
the
skeptical.
UN. It's not a military target. You see,
There's no army base here, right?
No army base.
Okay.
It's civilians.
You're not a soldier, you're not an army.
No. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, and God bless you in the reconstruction of your city. We hope our viewers from all over the world send blessings.
We're doing the best to recovering this damage, all the people went to hotels
Yeah.
in order to keep them safe and well. And we try to do the best to renew this place, to have a new place. So Barak Hashem.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, mister.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
This is actually where the missile struck. You can see it's just across the street. I'm going to walk you now to where the missile actually struck. It's basically a massive crater. So this was the backyard of a kindergarten. The ballistic missile struck head on to a kindergarten, onto a children's school. Again, I say, where is the UN? Where is the ICC, the ICJ? Where is all the human rights councils, China, Russia, Iran? Where is everyone? When a ballistic missile strikes a school, for some reason in Israel, by the way, a school that Muslims, Jews, Christians, anyone could be studying at this school. There's no news, nobody cares. It doesn't matter that this is a children's school. Right here, you're looking at the backyard of a children's school, it's a kindergarten. It seems to be complete silence. I don't know why. It's a mystery I'm still trying to figure out. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna be meeting up with people of the Hebrew Israelite community and going in, because the story of the impact blast is one, right? It's where the missile actually hit, but the story is actually overreaching far beyond that. There is what we call an edif in Hebrew, or the shock wave, that shoots out and has basically affected thousands of homes, thousands of families in this city. And we're gonna be talking about this one community who is affected by this very heavily. So this is one of the affected buildings right at the ground zero. Shoya, could you tell me who lived here?
So this is the house of one of the members of our community, and as you see, it's totally destroyed. You still see the blood on the floor here at the bottom.
That is all dried blood, guys. That's all dried blood.
And you see, this is from the blast, but the good thing about it is, like I said, is that he was injured, but he's still living. But you can see the destruction here. I mean, this is wow.
This is the damage in the balcony.
This is the damage.
Wow. And you can see this is ground zero. Right there is ground zero. That's how far. It's nothing.
It's close.
Yeah. Wow. Guys, look at this. This is the secondary balcony. Completely destroyed as well. And you can see the actual site of the destruction so well from here. Look at that. Wow. This is wild. Absolutely wild. That is wild. Thank you, Asher.
Well, the bookshelf is still intact.
And this is the, there's actually a photo here of the leader of the community, Ben Ami, right here. Wow. Carnage. Carnage. Absolute carnage. Total destruction. To me, what's crazy is these moments. You know, you saw this after October 7th too. Moments that are frozen in time. You can look. There's food on the counter. He was preparing tofu, tomatoes on the counter. His blood on the ground. His blood on the plant. You can see his blood on the plant, leaving in a panic. You know. Look, there's blood here. Blood on the wall.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of preparing food.
Is he all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Already, bro.
Like, look, there's blood everywhere, even on the wall. Wow. Wow. Crazy. This is one of the more wild scenes I've seen here. So I'm here with my good friend Ashriel Moore, who is a leader in this community. And could you tell me a little bit, as we're walking right from the site of the impact right now towards the Village of Peace, what's the actual distance between here and the community you grew up in?
I would say it's probably about 1 kilometer.
1 kilometer.
So it's not far at all. And that means that the impact from this ballistic missile was so strong because it affected the community as if the community was right here at the space itself.
Wow.
And not only just the community, it affected everything that is within the radius of about 3 kilometers.
Wow.
in circumference was seriously damaged.
So even right behind us, you can see right
Right
here.
here? Right here, yeah. Have about 1,100 people who were evacuated
Wow.
from this. Now, 1,100 people from a city of 30,000 people. That's a lot of people.
a lot of people.
who were impacted, who were affected by this, and this is a small city, so everybody knows everybody, and I think people are still trying to understand how did something like this even happen in Dimona, because we've been experiencing wars for a long time. I think the last time we really experienced it to this extent was probably in the Gulf War of 1991. So we're 35 years later and getting a ballistic missile directly from Iran, directly to within a residential area, hidden directly at a kindergarten.
And we saw obviously a member of the community who was
And
actually
a member of the community,
not just his house is gone now, but he was injured himself.
Yeah. A lot.
And so now where are we walking to right now? What do we want to see?
So now we're going to go up to the community itself, so we can be able to see what was the impact also in the community. How were the homes in the Village of Peace itself affected by this ballistic missile? And we'll take you actually inside of those homes, so you can be able to see how that looks in real time. So when people say, how are people being affected in Israel, all the different demographics of people, well, this is our story. This is part of our story, which is part of the larger story of Am Yisrael and what we're experiencing since the beginning of this war. So
Quite a few members of the community have been affected by this, correct?
everybody's affected by this.
Everyone.
You have half of the homes in the community itself were actually damaged.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
so I mean, we're talking about a significant amount of people who also needed to be evacuated from the community itself.
Wow.
But I think an important point about the evacuation of the community members here is that these homes are not personal homes; these are community homes. So the people whose homes were affected here, they don't qualify to receive any of the benefits from the government, because they can't register as people who had their homes damaged or their belongings damaged. So in a situation like that the only option you have now is to be able to appeal to the public to ask for assistance, so that you can be able to reconstruct your home, while everybody else are probably receiving assistance from the government and otherwise. So that makes things even harder, because now people are not only affected by the aftermath of the missile strike, but now they have to figure out how they're going to reconstruct their lives now. So,
And that's why we're going to step up. That's why we're putting the GoFundMe in the description. We're going to try to get funding towards this beautiful community to help rehabilitate this, because it's a community effort. It's not going to come from the government.
No, it can't come from the government.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a grassroots effort from the ground up. And so, we've been there for everybody else who needed our assistance. And so now, we're asking for the assistance from the public as well.
Absolutely. And here we're actually entering the African Hebrew Israelite Community Heritage Center. It's literally right across the street. Where the impact happened was there. And this is the center right here. If you didn't know, this community is actually behind a lot of the amazing vegan food that is in Israel. Many of you who live in Israel you see these at supermarkets, Teva Deli. It's actually made here by the community, as well as a handful of other vegan products, ice creams. The community is completely vegan. And so this is their community center, showing off their contributions to Israel. And like I was showing you guys, the proximity is so close to actually where the ballistic missile hit. You can see even inside of the community center, this new wall that was put up, destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. And this all has to come from them to rehabilitate and to build back, all of it. We're actually walking through the streets of the community right now. And all while we're doing this, there are sirens going off in the background. Not here, but very, very close to here. There are more ballistic missiles being launched towards civilian communities all across the south of Israel. You can see these are little streets that house the Hebrew Israelite community, the African Hebrew Israelite community of the south of Israel. And we're going to see some of these homes that have been unfortunately damaged. And again, like Ashliel said, it's going to be us who actually help these people raise the money back to rebuild their lives and their homes in these community houses.
So it's just sitting there, and then on the ceiling up here, you see the cracks on the edges. But it's so clean. It's clean in here now, but it was really, really dusty and
But that's
dirty.
all the pictures, though.
Yeah, and we have pictures of how it looked before.
Can I ask you kind of a dumb question for my video? Is this an army base?
No.
This isn't an army base?
No.
This is a civilian home.
Yes.
Okay. So good job, Iran. This is a very good job,
Right
IRGC.
up here, so they taped up here, but the tape is coming down now. But so which means that impact was that strong. You just
Took the door right out.
yeah. You see?
Wow.
Yeah, and the cracks up there. You see cracks.
Yeah, this is the side of the house that got the biggest impact, no? Or is it that side?
Yeah, but, well, the whole house, baby.
That's-
All,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Oh,
side.
that side?
I think
Yeah,
it's that
yeah.
Because we're about to see another room that's on that side.
This one?
No, keep it through.
Oh.
So we're
Not
gonna
this
come come through here. So right here in this room, you see that hole up there? Everything, all the ceiling or insulation came out. It's no longer there. There's nothing there. Yeah, so it wasn't, the impact wasn't that bad here. And then, so we want to go back here. So we're gonna come back here and show you.
From yesterday.
Yeah, this is a big difference from yesterday. It was
Even just
all of
yesterday.
it was just woof. So as you see, all the plastic, everything was hanging. The walls, the sheetrock, everything was hanging over this bed and over, and a lot of the ceilings in the rooms, they look like they gonna like collapse if it don't get fixed, So here and all over there, everything's coming down. So
Yeah, you can see this one's really bending. This
yeah.
it's really bending down. Wow.
Yeah. And the same thing back there in those other rooms. It's basically the same structure.
Puff, puff, blow the house
Yeah,
down.
big
Yeah.
stomach. They got big tummies now.
So this community actually offers an incredible selection of food, vegan food, that they make here. And unfortunately, one of the buildings that was struck the worst was the restaurant. You can see here, if you guys scroll back on my YouTube channel 2 years, you'll see me an incredible video here. Look at this. Wow, the damage is horrible. Wow. It really got messed up. Oh my God. This is very unfortunate because I was very much looking forward to eating here today. Obviously supporting the community by coming to eat at the restaurant. It's an amazing place. So once they are rehabilitated and fixed back up, you can see also this sustained some damage. If you guys are in Israel, you must come and visit. Incredible place. But luckily the building, other than that, those damages, it looks like it's okay from around. But yeah, many things like flew off and blew up, and the wood that's in here, a lot of the buildings here are built with organic materials. They really sustained a lot of damage. So here in a multi-purpose room where they have weddings and ceremonies, this is the damage. A lot of this roof is caving in now. And they're gonna have a lot of work to repair all this. Wow. I'm shocked to see actually how much it's bolting in. It's crazy. Okay, so actually you were talking earlier about how obviously the ballistic missile impact was bad, but what kind of effects is it having on the community now at large? Because not every single house here is destroyed, but this is going to have effects on the community for the long-term future.
Well, the thing about the community and the impact that we experience now is that it's not that every one of the homes were affected here within the community, but a bunch of community members were affected. What do I mean by that? The area of the impact itself was an area that a bunch of community members who were not able, unfortunately, to live within the community because it's so small, then they moved to other places in the city. And quite naturally, one of the closer places will be this area, right? Because they want to be closer to the community as well.
Of course, like right next to it.
To ensure
Yeah,
right
yeah.
next to the community, so they could ensure they can come up and
Yep.
the children could be able to come out. And the school is here, and the kindergarten is here. So obviously, they want to be a bit closer. So a significant amount of the members of the community were affected, and a lot of their homes were also affected. Not necessarily in the community itself, but nonetheless, still the community needs assistance, because even with the people who were affected within the community, because we don't meet the criteria for qualifying for assistance from the government.
From the government, correct.
Right, because of the community's structures and because of the requirements that we don't meet. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get that assistance.
Now, obviously, my channel, we want to help and assist as much as we can. So where can actually people go right now as they're watching this video to support this community that was immediately affected after this ballistic missile attack?
Right. So the first thing that we do have is the GoFundMe page, right?
Which is
So
going to be
people
linked
can
in the
able to-
description of this video.
All right, so you can put $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, how much you want to put in to be able to assist.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the GoFundMe is the place to go send your money that you want to help the amazing community here in Dimona who was affected by this ballistic missile strike. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ashray's YouTube channel because he's been creating content, and you'll be able to follow more of this story, the redevelopment, updates on the community from his YouTube channel right below in the description.
Thank you, my brother, for always coming through for us.
Absolutely.
You are officially a member of the community. Emeritus. You know?
Yes.
We appreciate you, man.
Yes.
We appreciate you and we love you.
We'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, class.